My name's Nick Dutch, and sometimes I get a little concerned about the way that the world is going. The more time that I spend on the internet, the more concerned I am for the way that society will emerge and change and develop. Throughout recent history, and by that I mean the past few hundred years, whenever there has been a major form of political activity against any particular group of people, conspiracy theories were always behind them, and I mean always. Whether this was Nazi Germany, or whether this was Soviet Russia, or anywhere else in the world, the conspiracy theories are always the basis and the foundation for any form of major social and political problems. The targets as used by the conspiracy theorists are often the Jews, the Freemasons, the Theosophists, the Gypsies, and occasionally other ethnic minorities. But it is always a apparently cohesive conspiracy theory which makes people wish to follow these ideas. Now, conspiracy theories themselves, they are a recruitment tool and should be seen as just a recruitment tool, operating via some of the most subtle levels of human imagination, fear, paranoia, and predominantly a sense of powerlessness, because the average individual has only got a certain quantity of democratic power that they can actually levy against the way that the entire world works. And there's often something within the individual which is a desire to change the entire world. Now, in some cases this is naivety, maybe a bit of youthful vim and vigor, but in many cases it's taken to an extreme, and the extreme is a desire to inflict a certain variety of will on the way that the world works. Often when there is a sense of fear or paranoia through economic issues, these conspiracy theories tend to grow and develop in popularity. But the vast majority of people do not actually research the information that they receive in sufficient detail and in sufficient depth to be able to criticize the ideas that they receive. One philosopher here on YouTube came up with the idea of authoritative disambiguation, which, put quite simply, is when an individual takes a group of people who are in an ambivalent state about something, namely having two emotions maybe, or two thoughts or attitudes, and tries to take away that ambiguity through their authority. And of course they replace the ambiguity with a sense of knowledge and a belief that these people have knowledge. Now, the conspiracy theorists do this in a absolutely brilliantly well thought out or brilliantly well orchestrated manner. The conspiracy theorists already know that one of the things which causes the human being stress is a sense of powerlessness. So the conspiracy theorists deliberately, I would argue, create an even greater sense of powerlessness, create an even greater sense of instability within the individuals, and actually play upon the emotions which are created by this. And these emotions are paranoia, a sense of injustice, a fear about the future, and a desire to hold on to things which are good or perceived as being good in the here and now. Because I've said that, you can already tell that the conspiracy theories themselves often have a variety of conservative bias. And there's conservatism within a wide variety of different nations and different religious groups. Not only within the Western world with Christianity, but also in the Eastern world. During the time when I was spending a lot of my time looking into conspiracy ideas, I was quite shocked and appalled to find that the very same conspiracy views which are being perpetuated by Alex Jones and David Icke was actually being used to radicalize Islamic extremists. This is a fact. I saw a full-length feature film on Google Video about a year or year and a half ago, and it was geared towards Islamic people who wished to fight against a feeling of injustice. And of course the message is, go and fight against the Western world. So these conspiracies, they're very powerful, they're very predominant within society, and on top of that, whenever they are being encouraged a foundation is being laid for atrocities to be being committed in the future. Now, whether these atrocities are the London bombings, whether these atrocities are the fall of the Twin Towers, whether these atrocities are being caused by people within, Caucasian society in Britain, Europe and the United States against innocent individuals such as government officials or civil service administrators, it's all being caused by this sense of fear, paranoia and injustice which is being stimulated by the conspiracy theorists. Now, if there is any form of crime, even in the smallest case, which has some connection with the Illuminati mythology, we can tell on the basis of history that this could be a precursor for the future. It is therefore a moral imperative for people not to dismiss the conspiracy theorists as being crazy, but to try and proactively act to try and undermine the conspiracy theories, and also to undermine the conspiracy theorists. It's very cool on YouTube to attack fundamentalist Christianity and people who feel that they can undermine the ideas of Darwinian evolution with the help of arguments about angular momentum. It's very cool to do that. And yes, that does have some social benefits because it does help people to think about what has been discovered by science. However, that should not be our primary concern in the here and now. There's a bigger storm brewing, and it's the conspiracy theorists who are responsible for it. So, can we please levy our attack at those who are causing social problems and are laying down the foundation for future atrocities?